I'm a 34-year-old woman, and I spent most of my life being blamed for things I didn't do. At first, I thought it was just bad luck or bad timing. Then I realized it was a pattern, one that started early and never stopped. When I was 9, my cousin knocked over our grandmother's antique lamp while playing hide and seek. I wasn't even home. I was at school, had been all day. But that didn't matter. My mother stormed into my room, held up the broken pieces, and screamed that I was always destructive. She didn't ask. She didn't wait. She just decided I did it. I told her where I had been. She told me to stop lying. That moment stuck with me, not just because of the injustice, but because it was the first time I understood that in this house, innocence didn't matter. Someone had to take the fall. And if I was around, it was going to be me. My father wasn't any better. He didn't shout like my mother. He just sighed, pinched the bridge of his nose, and said things like, well, you must have done something to deserve it. Then he'd walk away like his job was done. He never asked for my side. He never defended me. Sometimes I wasn't even in the room when something went wrong, but I'd still be the one punished. My brother Mason, 2 years older than me, could do no wrong. He once took our father's car without permission and scraped it against a parking barrier. My parents were furious until they found out Mason did it, and then suddenly it was a learning experience. But I got grounded because you should have told us he was going out. He didn't even tell me. It wasn't just them. My aunt started leaving me out of family events. She told my mother she didn't want any drama, as if just being around me caused it. Family dinners, birthday parties, holidays. Slowly, I stopped getting invited. My cousins never messaged me. I remember once, at 13, hearing from a neighbor that my cousin had a sweet 16 party with everyone in attendance. Everyone but me. I started writing things down in a diary. I thought it would help clear my head, remind me that I wasn't crazy. My mother found it. She didn't even pretend she stumbled across it by accident. She flipped through the pages, reading aloud all my thoughts, then accused me of twisting stories and trying to poison the family against her. She told my father I was a manipulative little liar. It got worse in high school. I got a part-time job stocking shelves at a bookstore. It wasn't glamorous, but it got me out of the house. I saved enough to buy my own clothes, my own phone. When I got a raise, they accused me of stealing money from my mother's purse. She'd been missing $20, and that was all it took. When I showed them my pay stub and explained how hours and overtime worked, my father just shook his head and said, "You're acting like a criminal. That's even worse than stealing." By the time I was 19, I'd had enough. I packed my things and left. I didn't make a dramatic exit. I didn't yell. I didn't slam doors. I just moved out and stopped answering their calls. I changed my number, started fresh in another city, got into research and never looked back. I never blocked them, but they didn't reach out either. Not until years later, but that comes later in the story. Even with no contact, they found ways to blame me. My cousin got married. I didn't get an invitation. When I asked someone why, they told me, well, your aunt said you make people uncomfortable. When my grandmother passed away, I wasn't told until the day after the funeral. Mason sent me a message saying, "We figured you wouldn't want to come." That was it. No apology. No explanation. Just an assumption like always. I kept moving forward. Built a stable career, rented my own apartment, took night classes, traveled a bit, learned how to cook properly, made new friends. And eventually, after years of wondering what was wrong with me, I realized something important. It wasn't me. It never was. I didn't reach out to them. I didn't stalk their social media. I didn't try to rebuild anything. I let it all rot in peace. But I didn't forget. Aina, not the lamp, not the purse money, not the party I wasn't invited to, not the look in my mother's eyes when she read my diary and still twisted it against me. I didn't wait for revenge.